Hi guys, welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny and I'm recovering from an eating disorder. Hi Shanny, hi! Welcome to my Topic Tuesday video where every Tuesday we talk about a topic of eating disorders or mental health. Before I get into today's video though, I do want to give a shout out to Tommy, my good friend Tommy from Tofu Tommy. If you guys don't know who he is, his information will be below and you can go subscribe to him and support his channel. He's going through a super rough time right now. He's already lost a lot of feeling in one of his legs due to some sort of nerve problem. I forget what it's called now, but it was because of his eating disorder, and now his other leg is starting to bother him, and they're afraid that that might happen to that leg as well, which would mean he would not be able to walk if that happens. And also the birthdays and the anniversary dates of his parents' death are coming up, and those are two very difficult things for him to get through without being triggered. So please take a minute, please, with all of my heart, I mean it more than ever, please go to his channel, subscribe to him, give him some love and support, let him know that you're there for him, because he deserves it. He's one of the most selfless people I've ever known in my life, and he deserves to be showered with love right now. So I love you, Tommy. You know you're in my prayers, and I hope that all of my followers who pray will also pray for him as well. So, okay, so today I want to talk about triggers and excuses. This is going to be a really, for me anyway, groundbreaking video for me personally, and I hope that it will help and reach a lot of you out there who are struggling with eating disorders or anything else really. I want to talk about triggers of eating disorders and whether or not they're a choice. Now, we've established many times, but I'll say it again, that eating disorders themselves are not a choice. They are not a choice. They are a mental disease. They are an illness inside of our brain that we cannot help. I have also talked about before how maybe the start of an eating disorder could be a choice. Like, for instance, I chose to purge for the first time, but it took no longer than 10 minutes after I purged the first time for it to become an addiction. And I wanted to do it again and again and again and again, and it never stopped, and it's still going now. And that was 18 years ago. So anyway, so it could be a choice the very first time. You could choose to starve yourself and lose a pound one time, and then you get hooked on losing another pound and another pound, and you become anorexic and things like that. So no, it's not a choice to have an eating disorder. However, yesterday, I was looking at a picture that was posted with me in it on social media, and I was super triggered by it because I have gained a lot of weight recently. But anyway, I saw this picture of me on social media and it showed most of my body, and I don't know, it just triggered me because when I make videos for you guys, like, I can hide my body. I can only show you this up and you don't know what my body looks like. And for my body to be on display like that for the first time in a long time, it just triggered me so hard. And I was like, wow, I need to lose weight again. It's time to starve again. And then all of a sudden, this healthy part of my brain that was not there the last time this happened clicked in and was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? It's like, well, why are you going to give into that? What about all the hard work you just did? And I was like, yeah, but look how horrible I look. No, you don't look horrible. You look beautiful. I do? Yeah, you do. Don't give up. This is stupid. You're just going to give up just because of one stupid little picture? Well, do you not see how much weight I've gained? Yes, I see how much weight you've gained, and you're beautiful. Are you really, really, really going to decide to let that affect you? And my mind was blown. And it clicked with me, and I was like, wow, okay. I can't choose to have an eating disorder. However, I can choose whether or not things trigger me. I can choose to try and get better. I can choose to get up every day and do my best and believe in myself. I might not be able to choose this evil, horrible, disgusting, unbearable disease that I'm living in, but I can choose to do something about it. I can choose to ignore the triggers. I can choose, and I know a lot of you are probably thinking, I can't ignore the triggers, But really, you can. You have to, and you can. Because with eating disorders, I've noticed more and more, so I always thought I was crazy for having all of these weird triggers, but since I've been doing these videos and hearing from all of you and realizing almost anything in the world could trigger you. Almost anything. We are so easily triggerable as eating disorder sufferers. We really are. And it's up to us, you guys. I don't think that's going to stop. I don't think other people are going to stop. I have made countless videos talking about this and talking about what my family can do to not trigger me. It's impossible for me to expect my entire family to stop talking the way that they were raised to talk and the way that they are and the way that they feel in the moment, you know? It sucks that they have to say those things. It sucks that everybody in our world says those things out loud, that, oh, I look so fat, I look so ugly. But you guys, that's never, ever gonna stop. It's not. And so what are we gonna do about it, really? Like, what can we do to combat our triggers? I feel like my mind just has been blown. Like, I always used, I guess, the fact that my eating disorder was a disease. I think I kind of used that as an excuse to listen to the triggers, to listen to let the triggers trigger me, I guess, to let anything trigger me. I just want you to open your mind. If you're an eating disorder sufferer, I want you to open your mind, really, really open your mind for me, okay? And if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but don't get mad. This is just my opinion. But this is an opinion based off of 27 almost years of eating disorders. So just let me get it out. We as eating disorder sufferers tend to, okay, that's really hard to explain. Okay, so for instance, I'll get girls emailing me saying, my best friend did this to me the other day and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I really love to cut, but I'm trying to quit. And she really loves to cut, and she said the only way that she'll be my friend is by cutting with her. And I have another friend who has an eating disorder, and the only way she'll hang out with me is if I don't. And the thing is that you can't be feeding into that anymore. Like, we cannot be feeding into that anymore. You are allowed to hang out with the kind of people that are going to uplift you. Hang out with the kind of people that are going to encourage you, that are going to cheer you on to get better and to stay better and to be happy and to be positive and have a fun life and have a life full of love. If you are a cutter, don't hang out with another cutter. Don't. If you have an eating disorder, don't hang out with somebody with an eating disorder, at least not until you or one of you heals. If you are both sick with an eating disorder, it is the most dangerous combination to hang out together if you guys don't want to get better. If both of you want to stay in your eating disorder and you're best friends or you're even friends, that is a recipe for disaster, my friend. Because now you have another person fighting with you, fighting against what you know is right inside for you. And you're fighting against the wrong thing. You need to be fighting against your eating disorder. You need to be fighting against cutting. You need to be fighting against whatever your other mental disorders are causing you to do to yourself or to others. That's what you need to be fighting against. You don't need to be fighting against the world and making up excuses for your eating disorder and your cutting, just like I've been doing my entire life. My entire life I've been doing this. This is why I can preach about this, okay? If I'm sounding preachy, if I'm making you mad, just know that this is based off of experience. That I spent my entire life looking for reasons to fight the good part of me that wanted to get better. To fight it, to say, it's fine. A lot of other people do this. Okay, I'll do it again then. And then the next day, what's my excuse that day? Oh, well, you know, I had a really hard day. Like, it just was, my body's not feeling well, so I'm just gonna do my eating disorder because it feels good. Okay. Next day, what's your excuse? I didn't get to the store to make some healthy food, and so I'm just gonna have to eat whatever I have, which happens to be unhealthy food. I can't help that, and so I might as well binge on it and purge it up, right? Okay. The next day, what's your excuse? Well, Danny's not here. Nobody's home. My parents are out of town. Danny's not here. I'm all alone. No one's gonna know. And I feel like eating a whole lot and throwing up, so I'm gonna. Okay. And then the next day, what's the like? It just keeps on going and going and going. And I've been living like that for so long. And it's hitting me now. It hit me yesterday with that picture. Like, just that one little thought of, oh, it looks so horrible in that picture. I have gained a ton of weight. I look horrible. I look ugly. I look fat. I want to quit YouTube. I want to hide from the world. I want to do all these horrible things to myself over one stupid little picture, which, by the way, is a beautiful picture because of what was going on in the picture. I think it's time for us, okay? To try and find excuses to get better now instead of finding excuses to stay sick. And let's all start practicing it together. Like, I have a very big community that we have going on that is a huge mental health community that goes on in my comment section. It goes on in YouTube. You guys all know that Tommy and I are good friends. I'm also friends with other people on YouTube that are about mental health and about eating disorders or veganism or whatever, like Emily and Frankie and all those people. Everybody, you know who they all are. We have a really good community going here, and so what if we start talking to each other in a different way? I have a voice in my head that's fighting me in saying what I'm about to say, and it's the bad voice, and that's how I know I need to say it. I really think that it would do all of us a lot of good to start practicing this, and we can start small, and this is how we can start, okay? I'm gonna give you 5 excuses for me to get better instead of for me to stay sick. Excuses to get better, and I want you to leave 5 excuses. Not reasons, excuses, okay? In the comment section below of why you are going to get better. And I want you to treat it like it is an excuse. Even if it is a reason or whatever, treat it as if it's an excuse, and let's try and trick our mind and turn our brains around the right way and start aiming for the good excuses. The excuses for good things instead of the excuses for bad things and staying sick. Okay, so my 5 excuses for getting better are, I really should have thought of this before. Number 1 is my husband. If I were to stay sick, if I were to die, I'm going to lose my husband way sooner than I should. And it might be a long time before I see him again, from what I believe. And if I do live, he's going to continue to live in pain, watching me suffer, watching me die a little bit every day. That's my number 1 excuse to get better. My number 2 excuse to get better is my family. My family means the world to me. Danny is my family now, but my other family, the family that I grew up with, my parents, my siblings, my nieces and nephews, my grandparents, aunts, cousins, blah, blah, blah. My family means the world to me. Family is the most important thing to me. And they would be crushed if my life was to end too soon. Just like with Danny. They love me. They love to be around me. They'd love to spend time with me. They call me the family sunshine, and they would be devastated if something happened to me. And it's devastating for them to have had to watch me suffer all of these years. And I don't know how much more suffering they can watch me go through. So that's my second excuse. My third excuse for getting better, should have been number 1, but I guess these are in no particular order then, I don't know, is God. I know a lot of you out there don't believe in God, and that's okay, but you all know that I do. And I believe that God gave me this body to do good things with it, not to do what I'm doing with it. He didn't give it to me so that I can cut it and starve it and purge it and give it all kinds of unnecessary health problems and be sick and not move a lot because I'm so sick. Like, that's not what our bodies were designed for. Our bodies were designed to live, to exercise, to have movement, to use it to help other people, use it to bring babies to this earth and procreate. Like, that's why we're here. And it would be devastating for me to die right now where I am and to go up to God and be like, I don't know why. I don't know why. Why am I here right now? I am too young for this. Why did I not do what you gave me my body for? Like, I would be embarrassed. It's like someone giving you a brand new car and then you crash it, and then you have to take that crashed car back to that person that gave it to you and say, thank you for giving me the car, but here it is now. Like, you know what I mean? So the number 4 excuse to get better for me are my children, who are not here yet. They're not. They're in heaven still. They haven't gotten here yet. Let me clear that up. A lot of you, when I say my children are in heaven, a lot of you think that I have children that died. No, I've never had a child before. No child has died out of my womb or anything. I'm talking about, since I do believe in God and I do believe in heaven. I believe that my children are waiting for me in heaven to come here to be with me. So my children are my number 4 excuse to get better, because I feel them all the time. I feel them up there being like, Mom, what is taking you so long? Like, your biological clock is ticking. Your body is getting old. When are you going to bring us here? Like, we want to go. We want to experience this earth. We want to experience that life. We want to grow and live and make our own babies and experience this life that we're meant to experience. Like, I feel that all the time from them. And it's something that I ignore a lot because it's painful for me to feel that. It's really painful. And it just reminds me of all of this time that I could have had them here, and I could have already been raising them. And I've been married for 12 years. I could have already had so many kids by now that I wanted to in the beginning, and now I'm not so sure. But I'm going to let that be a new excuse for me to get better, because I've been ignoring it for so long. And my number 5 excuse for getting better is you guys, of course. You guys have healed me in ways that you'll never understand. You have to understand that before I came on YouTube, I lived in a very, 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 very small bubble. Very small. To be precise, it was the size of whatever house I was living in. That's how small my bubble was. I never left the house. I never hung out with people. I never talked to, I mean, I did once in a blue moon. We would go on a double date with somebody or hang out, whatever, in parties and stuff, but that's it. Like, I would never leave the house ever. I barely could leave to go to the store, and if I went to the store, Danny had to be with me. I barely could leave the house to go to therapy, and if I did, Danny had to be with me. I couldn't do any of those little things that I did do, like the double dates and the parties and the holidays and everything, without Danny. I had to have Danny there because I would have anxiety attacks every single time, and he was the only one that knew how to calm them down. But when I found YouTube, and more importantly, when I realized what I have with you guys and how much you've helped me and how incredible you've been to me, it blew my mind the first time I got a letter from a completely different country. The first time I got emails and messages and comments from people from the entire other side of the world. And people are now making videos about me and thanking me for helping them. And I'm like, what? No, thank you for helping me. And now people are like from all over the world that I don't know. Some of them I've never even heard from, and they just make a video about me. And it's humbling, and it's really touching for me to have the support that you guys have given me and that you continue to give me. So Yeah, okay. So those are my 5 excuses to get better. What are your 5 excuses to get better? Tell me in the comments below. And if you are better, if you are healed from whatever it is you're going through, if you're having a hard time, what are your 5 excuses to get up tomorrow? What are your 5 excuses to live your life the way you want to live it? What are the 5 excuses that are going to get you where you want to be? Instead of having an excuse be a bad thing, let's turn it into a good thing and go with it. Okay, there's my video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I love you all very, very much. And remember forever and always, oh, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. And remember forever and always, you are beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye!